We started off kind of high horse here. The Chariot is just, you're sitting tall, you've won, you're like, this person is, they know they are on top. And even the Nine of Pentacles is still, it's a very confident place. So how did we get to the Five of Pentacles that is more of a, like I said, feeling left out in the cold? Hello, Virgo. Welcome to your reading. This is the Awakened Jen. So today we're going to be using the Lightworkers Oracle. We'll pull one card from that to see what energy we need to bring for our spiritual path. And then we're going to use the Gilded Tarot by Barbara Moore. We'll pull a 3-card spread. It is a progression spread. It is past, present, future. So it tells us where you've been, where you're at, where you're headed, so that if you need to make a course correction, you can do that at this time. And also, when I say that I'm going to do a 3-card reading, I pull way more than 3 cards. That's just where I start with. That's just the base spread that I start with. And then I will start clarifying it out to pull the story out to the fullness of what's trying to come out. And then I'll pull cards to get some guidance as well. So it's always way more than just the 3 cards, but I just want to make sure that I'm saying it so that if anybody gets a little bit confused. All right. I'm going to set some intentions while I'm shuffling. So the first intention is that anyone who comes across this video, there is a message in here for you. I set the intention that anyone who needs to hear the messages that come out in this video will find it at the time they need it most. I set the intention that all the messages that come out will be for our highest good. I set the intention that I will be given very clear messages, be given all the right words, phrases, and anything needed in order to communicate as clearly and as effectively as possible so that the message can be received as it was intended. All right. So if you're new to the channel, welcome. If not, welcome back. If you find value in this video, I would really appreciate it if you would subscribe to this channel. You can hit the bell for notifications and it will let you know every time I post a new video. And I try to post about 4 to 5 videos a week. So if you hit that bell, it will let you know every single time a new video goes up. All right. Okay. So we're going to start with the channeled message. What does Virgo need to know right now? Insight, mindset, healing. Virgo is receiving glimpses of insight that is helping to broaden their mindset to bring about healing. New information may be presented about past pain and trauma that allows you to see the situation from new perspectives that reshapes the story that you have told yourself about that event. When you are able to see it differently, it gives greater understanding of what actually happened and allows you to forgive yourself and others for the event turning out the way that it did. Healing brings empowerment and allows you to become the fullest version of yourself. So we've got new information that's coming out. You may just have a conversation with someone one day and they might bring up something or bring up knowledge of something that has happened to you in the past, and they may give you information that you have not had before, and it reshapes the way that you see that whole situation. So a conversation that I had the other day, I was talking about the truth, and like we all have heard that there's always 3 sides to every story, their side, your side, and the truth. So really, the way that we see that, though, it's like you've got one person's side, another person's side, and the truth actually embodies every bit of that and then some. Just every perspective that you could possibly think of, things that these 2 sides don't even consist of. The truth has that and then some, because the truth understands, just everything, whereas this person can only see it from this perspective and this person can only see it from this perspective. And the way that I was explaining that to try to make that message really hit home is that I held up just my finger like this. And so depending on which side you are on, like this, it's going to look like an L, to one person, but it's going to be backwards to the other person. And both are completely correct perspectives. Of course, if you look over here, it looks like this. Or if you look over here, it looks like this. But the truth is the whole thing. So while I ask you from your perspective, what do you see? What you tell me is truth. And from my perspective, what I see, what I tell you is truth. But it still doesn't encompass the whole story. There's still information that neither one of us have because we can't see from that side. And you can't see from this side. We can only see from our own perspective. And so that's what is coming in, is you're going to get to see more perspectives over a situation that has caused you, pain or trauma from your past. You're going to be able to understand it in a way you've never been able to see it before. And that's going to help to bring in healing through a changed mindset about that situation. You told yourself a certain story about how that event, what it meant. And now you're going to get new information that's going to let you see that it really may not have meant exactly what you thought. I mean, that could be one possibility. That's part of what it meant, but it was bigger than that. All right. So let's go ahead and start pulling some cards. All right. So deep breath. All right. So what does Virgo need to know right now for their spiritual path? Virgo spiritual path. We've got initiation by water. Okay. And now then, past, present, future. Deep breath. My nose is trying to itch. All right, past, present, future, Virgo. Past. We have the Chariot. So that is movement, that is fast movement, that is victory. Present. We've got the Nine of Pentacles. That is your abundance coming in. Future. And then the Five of Pentacles, that's somebody feeling left out in the cold. All right. So initiation by water was the Oracle. Oh, goodness, my nose is itching. Okay. Your spiritual path this lifetime involves you becoming a clear channel for spirit. You are meant to communicate with higher guidance from the loving spiritual worlds. Your initiation by water will further open your receiving channels, dislodge lower vibrational material, and sensitize you to the subtle realms of light. You are being open to a world of which you may have only dreamed about, such is its beauty, grace, and love. Situations have been arising in your world that evoke emotional reactions and challenge your opinions and beliefs. You may not feel in control. You may not feel like your world, your own emotions. You may feel like your world, your own emotions have become like a stormy sea in which you are tossed about, and you are doing your best not to drown in the chaos. Yet you are not to fear it. It is stirring that which has been held within so it can be released. The storm will pass and the waters of your emotions shall become more serene. You could compare the process to a glass of water with muddy sediment at the bottom. The water appears clear as the mud is left to lie. Yet once the water gets stirred up, the mud rises. Then it can be filtered out and the water will be clearer than before. The turbulence was a step that led to greater clarity. The waters in the glass are comparable to your emotional waters, and the fixed opinions, beliefs, or long-held emotional patterns based on unresolved past pain are the sediment at the bottom of the glass. Hold the glass up to light. Can the light shine through the sediment? No, but it can be seen through the clear water. Remove the sediment and the water will be clear enough to allow light to shine through without obstruction or distortion. The light is the light of the Spirit, of higher truths, unconditional love, and peace, wisdom, and joy. You know that you are meant to be a channel for the truths of the Spirit. As an advanced soul, you are capable of successfully enduring the process of filtering out whatever would obstruct the clear flow of higher consciousness through your being. Perhaps tired of emotional swings, you have suppressed your emotions and believe you feel nothing, yet you are acting out unwanted behaviors or suffering from apparently random physical accidents or maladies, which is your subconscious way of expressing your hidden feelings. If this is the case, you are encouraged to be kind to yourself, to give yourself time to reflect upon your true feelings. Releasing emotional blockages doesn't have to be a drawn out process. It is often the resistance and fear of the feelings within that is more difficult than expressing the actual feeling underneath that resistance and finally letting it go. Whatever pain you are feeling right now is a sign of emotional healing and recovery. You are encouraged to accept and process your feelings, especially those that do not make much sense to you. Your emotional truths will make more sense as you heal. If you can get help from a healer, therapist, counselor, or mentor, they will support you and help you resolve your part of the process more swiftly. Know that even though it challenges you at times, this is a good thing that is taking place, necessary for you to more fully receive the divine connection for which you yearn. I choose to lovingly, gratefully, and kindly let go of that which I no longer need to hold on to emotionally. Forgiveness is easy for me. I forgive myself and all others for our human mistakes. I choose to honor a mistake as a chance to learn and an opportunity from the divine to grow more loving. I ask for protection, assistance, merciful grace, and tender compassion to bless me through this initiation so that I may thrive in joy. May all those who are divinely destined to become clear channels for spiritual love be supported by unconditionally loving beings that can assist them to successfully move through initiation and shine the light of spirit through their hearts for the benefit of all beings. So be it. Okay, so this reminded me a whole lot of the channeled message, and part of the thing that was coming out with the channeled message was EMDR. So this was talking a lot about healing of the emotional, the past trauma, and EMDR is a way for you to be able to get that insight that we were talking about and to bring in the healing of those emotional pain that is buried way deep inside of you. And it's especially when it happens in childhood, because children do not have the language to process everything that is happening to them. It often gets stored in a physical kind of way, just somewhere physically in the body. And so I actually did EMDR for a while to work through a lot of the things from my childhood. And it is a very different type of therapy. So I was doing talk therapy at the same time that I was doing EMDR. I did both because, they both have different processes. And so what he did with that is, like, basically I had to watch his finger and he would just go back and forth like this. And it's supposed to activate both sides of your brain. And to begin with, I had to write out all of my trauma. And so we were working through each one of the traumas that I had talked about, trying to get to the root of it to reshape the story that was happening. And so sometimes, though, like, we would just focus on my body. Like, sometimes we would go back to the trauma trigger, and then after he went activated both sides of my brain, he would ask me to assess my body for any discomfort, any kind of tingle sensation, anything, and then we would start moving that energy out of my body. So it's a very different kind of approach, but one of the things that I know happened that was hard for me was that emotions were coming out, and especially anger. Anger is a huge emotion that I repress. And I suspect a lot, especially if you're a people pleaser, you repress the anger too. And it's one of those things that I don't quite know how to feel and what you're supposed to do with it. I don't know, like the appropriate ways to deal with anger. And so I'm actually still in counseling to work on that. But that is what that process was kind of allowing that to start coming up. Because I didn't even know it was there until it started coming out. And once it comes out, then you can do something. Then you can deal with it. And that's where he really worked with me to reshape the stories that we were bringing up, to really bring in, to show me the power that I had in those moments, because I felt completely powerless. I felt, like a victim in those. And he was able to show me where my power was. He was able to show me how I showed up in ways that I could be proud of, instead of just, kind of being ashamed that I went through the situation. It was kind of empowering after, we kind of, like, he was able to reshape my mindset through that whole process. And so if that's something that you've struggled with your whole life and you haven't really gotten much help, especially through talk therapy, it might be something to consider, is to look at some of the different types of therapy out there. Because I am the type of person also that I can intellectualize my feelings without feeling my feelings. And so you're still not really getting through and overcoming the situation because you've not released them. I can tell you where they came from, why they're there. I will sit and think about all of these things. And, why did this happen? How did this happen? How did I get to this place? But I'm not as good at actually just allowing myself to feel what I feel. And especially without adding like extra shame and guilt on it for having feelings, and the feeling itself is not, that's not what's wrong. It's what you do with those feelings. It's the actions that you take because of those feelings that could cause you to do something wrong. And anytime that you're doing something that's going to harm somebody else, that's what I'm talking about when I'm calling something wrong. Let's actually remove that word and let's go with healthy versus unhealthy. Instead of good, bad, wrong, right. Healthy versus unhealthy, and healthy for me. Healthy for me. Because we can look at like allergy, especially food allergy things, and you can see how one food could be healthy for one person but be very, very toxic to another. And so the same thing goes with even, like people. Different people can be completely, fine for one person. And in fact, one person may think they're the greatest thing ever. But yet to another person, that same energy of that same person could be very triggering and toxic to them, to the point that they don't line up. They don't, align is the word that's coming to me. All right, so let's keep going with the rest of the reading. All right, so we started off kind of high horse here. The Chariot is just, you're sitting tall. You've won. You're like, this person is, they know they are on top. And even the Nine of Pentacles is still, it's a very confident place. So how did we get to the Five of Pentacles that is more of a, like I said, feeling left out in the cold? So the Chariot, the message of the Chariot is one of willpower and control. Recognize your own strength and ability to maintain order in the midst of chaos. Know that you can achieve more than you think you can. Celebrate your accomplishments. Be aware of repressing issues or turning away from ideas that puzzle you. Once you achieve your goals, do not come to a complete stop, thinking that you have arrived. There's always more to learn and accomplish. And then the Nine of Pentacles. You have accomplished much that makes you proud. You have created a life that you enjoy and that satisfies you in spite of your choices. you do not feel lonely. Be aware that you may have been happy and not lonely, but there may come a time when that changes. Don't be afraid to change your lifestyle and find someone special to share it with. Okay, and moving to the Five of Pentacles. You are in need. Help is nearby. Do not be dissuaded, even if the building, organization, or person seems imposing. Ask for the help you need. Be aware of making your need larger than it is. Learn what resources are available to help you help yourself. Okay, so you've been doing this on your own, almost feeling like you did not need anybody else, because you were very accomplished. You were able to do a whole lot on your own, and I don't need other people. But yet now you're at a time where you do realize that you do need, this is exactly what this was warning, is that you've gotten to this place where you know that you need help. But then there's also the ego involved of, I don't want people to know that I need help. I don't want to have to ask for help. That's typically very hard for people to ask for help. Let's get some more information about this Five of Cups. Oh my goodness, my notes. The High Priestess came out, so that tells me that you do already know what you need to do here. And you do know what's going on. So here's the High Priestess. That your intuition has already kicked in. You've got lots of choices. And so I think that that's part of what's getting you stuck. And then the Ten of Cups. This is what you're longing for. The Ten of Cups is what you are longing for. That's what you're trying to figure out how to get to. Ten of Cups. This is a happy home life that is full of satisfying activities and comforts. This moment is the epitome of domestic bliss. This is what you're trying to figure out. You're trying to get to. But this Seven of Cups is holding you up. You are faced with many choices, opportunities, and dreams. Find inspiration from them where you can. Acknowledge them as distractions if they take you from the path that you have chosen. Be aware of being overcome by the power of these distractions. They may be enticing, and you enjoy entertaining them for a time, but you may regret that choice in the long run. Okay. So what can we do about this? How can we get to that Ten of Cups? Okay. So we've got the Nine of Swords. This is about anxiety and sleepless nights. Be aware of isolation. You may feel like you're alone, or your pride may stop you from reaching out. That's the one. You're not alone, and your pride may cost you more than you know. So that's what I said. A little bit of your ego is kind of keeping you from reaching out for the help that you know that you are needing in order to get you to the place that you're trying to get to. This is the place you're trying to get to, the Ten of Cups. We've got the Six of Swords. This is moving away from trauma. So we've been talking about that pretty much the whole time. So it is time to find help to resolve the issues. You may have been, walking around with a smile on your face for, years and years, hiding that you've been through so much, or that you have so much pain that you are dealing with, that you need to release. But see, now it seems like it's all caught up with you, and that while you may have experienced a lot of abundance, you might be in what should be the highlight of your life, but yet there still feels like there's something missing. You're not able to fully enjoy it. And that's what we're trying to resolve here with the healing, the changing of the mindset, the insight that's coming in. And then we've got the Hierophant. So this is your spiritual connection. And so maybe that's how you can move from your trauma, is to seek it through your spiritual connection. Because the way that these cards look right here she is, the sleepless nights. She's up all night just with all of these worries. And now then she's moving on from that to follow this spiritual leader, this spiritual guide. And this tends to be much more traditional. So like, think churches, priests, that kind of thing. But it doesn't have to be. Spiritual guidance isn't just found in a church. All right, let's go ahead and get some clarifying questions in. I am not going to do an extended for this, but I am going to go ahead and go through some of the clarifying questions. All right. We're going to use the Light Seers Tarot to do the clarifying. Okay. What do you have to look forward to in this situation? Okay, so we've got the Three of Pentacles. This is collaborating with others. This is working with others to create something beautiful. So you're using each of your talent to create something that is more remarkable than any of you could do on your own. Like, it takes all of you to make it happen. We've got the Seven of Swords. This is it's a little bit of deceptive energy. And then it's come out with the Queen of Swords, which is clarity. It is knowing exactly what you want and speaking it. It's clear communication. So you may have to confront this sneaky energy head on in order for things to flow. All right. What do you need to be mindful of at this time? Mindful. Okay, so we've got death and rebirth. This is transformation that is happening. The Four of Pentacles. This is building your stability. And then the Hierophant. That is your connection to the spirit. It is your spiritual connection. So to be mindful at this time, you are making big changes in the way that you, see your finances and that whole spiritual connection. What does this situation look like in 6 months? So we've got the Knight of Swords. This is rushing in to save the day, but it came out with the Devil, and that is, it can be the wrong motives, rushing in with the wrong motives. It could be temptation. But we also have the Ten of Pentacles, which is complete financial, spiritual, material abundance. This is the abundance coming in. And the Queen of Cups is the heart chakra opening. This is the healed version. This is like once you've forgiven people, that was part of that too. Forgiven yourself and others. So maybe this is more rushing in to heal this stuff from the past, the things that have kind of held you captive here and been controlling you this whole time, which could be, the subconscious. In the Oracle, it was talking about how when you don't deal with the things, the emotions, when you let them just kind of just keep shoving them in, it can set up in ways that are like illness, or just, because prolonged stress is hard on the body, and it will set up different diseases, which is dis-ease of the body. So I see that the rushing in is to go into the shadow sides, to the shadow aspects, to look at all those things, but not to get stuck there, to start healing those things. And once you heal those things, it opens up your heart space, which brings in your complete abundance that you're, all around abundance. Okay. What can you do to stay positive at this time? Okay, so the Three of Pentacles is that working with others. The Four of Pentacles is, let's see how that one's actually coming up in this. So it is about the working on the stability. Stability, saving, success, generosity, accepting your worth, being in flow with the universe, feelings of gratitude, helping others in a time of need. I live an abundant life and I have more than I need. So I think that the gratitude and the generosity, just being able to give out to others, is what's going to help you to stay positive. The devil came out again. So I think that, again, that is looking at your shadow aspects and going in to heal that. I'm going to go ahead and read that card since it's come out twice so quickly like that. So let's see. Vices, the grip of addiction, a need for liberation, healthy versus unhealthy, sexuality, materialism, the healing found in darkness. Delving into your shadow self, being trapped in your own stories, manipulation, lying to yourself, temptation. The devil reaches out his hand, granting a release from the mundane with promises of earthly and material pleasures. While sometimes this release is healthy and necessary, he hides the fact that he offers everything that you can become addicted to. From alcohol, drugs, work, and sex to more nuanced addictions like codependent relationships, or how others make you feel. Anything that can entrap you or overtake your life can be harmful in excess. The devil is a nudge to delve into your own shadows. He will bring you there, and then it's up to you to either fall fully into the darkness or to work on healing your own relationship with your beautiful heart. Illuminate the things that are vying for your time, your energy, and your love that leave you feeling empty. Remember that addictions don't necessarily look scary and demonic until they do. Seek liberation from the bindings that are keeping you trapped and untether yourself. In darkness, look for the fragmented aspects of the self as a source of light. In the darkness, I am free to heal everything. So, you are being encouraged all over this whole reading to really dig in and do the healing work, to go into your shadow self, to the dark places that you've hidden away to never look at again. But you do have to look at them because they need to be released and healed. Okay. What is your best move forward right now? What is in your highest good right now? Your best move forward. Okay. So these two cards came out at the exact same time, sitting right on top of each other. And so this card is about mastering a skill just really getting focused on, mastery. And then this one, this was the deceptive energy, but the way that I see this right here is this is moving silently. So don't be telling everybody what you're working on right now, like right out the gate. Just you start doing the work. Get in there and do, whatever is needed to be done here. And then it's going to bring a balance back to your life, a balance between the spiritual, material, your work, your home. It's just going to bring the whole balance. I'm going to go ahead and read that card too. The Two of Pentacles. A need to balance many aspects of self, juggling obligations, equilibrium, seeking harmony. With all those roles and responsibilities that you've been juggling, you may be feeling a little imbalanced. Busy much? Maybe your calendar is totally overbooked and you're feeling the stress of being stretched in too many directions. You may be feeling the need to better balance dualities or opposing aspects of your life, your time alone versus your time with others, or your material life versus your spiritual life. Make sure that you aren't investing too many resources in one area at the expense of another, especially when both are equally as important. Even though this card suggests that you're likely able to manage it all, do you desire this much juggling? Put some of your precious energy into creating a balance that you absolutely love. One that will allow you time to work, play, love, and create. This equilibrium will not take from you your reserves of energy, but will add to it. I create an equilibrium in my life that allows me to be my best self. So you are working on bringing a full balance back into your life and healing the things that you've been through, and it is moving you to a much better place in life, because we've got the 10 of Cups is what you're trying to get to, and then the 10 of Pentacles was one of the outcome cards that came out. And so all of that is your complete abundance coming in. So if you'll just get in and do your work, the healing work, and like looking at more than just, you can read books, you can go on YouTube. There are so many videos that can help you on YouTube. There are different types of ways that you can do counseling now. You don't even have to leave your house to make this stuff happen. But there are counselors that you can do just straight from online. Or you look into the different types of therapy out there. There are, the EMDR was one, but there's also like hypnotherapy. There are past life regressions that you could do that kind of help you put some pieces together and do some, clearing of generational curses and things that may be, at play. There's lots of different tools out there for healing. Even tarot is a tool for healing. It helps you to see, where you're at. It helps you to see the energies around you and how to work with those. It gives you guidance all throughout. And so that's one reason why I love it. But it needs to be used in conjunction with a lot of other of the things out there. And I do think, especially if you're dealing with trauma, EMDR is a very powerful resource that we have that not a lot of people seem to know about still. And so I do encourage it. If it's something that, you've tried like years and years and years of talk therapy and you haven't gotten anywhere, this might be your next step. All right. So I'm going to stop there. Again, I'm not going to do an extended for this reading, but if you have found value in this video, I would appreciate it if you would subscribe to this channel. You can hit the bell for notifications and it will let you know every time I post a new video. Also, if you will like, comment, or share, that helps my video get pushed out. It helps the algorithm know that my video needs to be pushed out and seen by more people, and that helps to grow my channel. And I would really, really appreciate that. Just a little bit of help from you. And if you would like a personal reading, I do offer personal readings as well. That link is down in the description box. And I don't think that I've done a good job explaining how my personal readings work. So, one, they are video messages much like this right here. All you need to do is you will go to the link down in the description box, you will choose a 30-minute reading or a 60-minute reading. Then you will also choose, do you want general, relationship, or career? That's all you have to do. As long as I have your name, what type of reading you want, and the length that you want, I do all the rest. You do not have to be there for the reading. I will do the reading, like I will record the reading and I will send it to you through email. So I think that there's been some confusion about that. A lot of people thinking that you actually have to pick a time that you can be available, but it's not. The times that I have in the description are just really to keep me on course of like, this is how much time I have each day to be able to offer personal readings. It's not the time that you have to be anywhere. It's just, that's for me. I hope that makes sense. I hope that helped clear that up. So if that is something that you're interested in, you can, and if you have any more questions about it, put those questions down in the comments and I would be glad to help, expand on that any more for anybody that is curious about how that process works. And again, that's all. I mean, all of that is down in the description box if you're interested. So, all right. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day and I'll see you the next time.